Ladies and gentlemen,
anytime I have
name one part of my opinion she challenged.
And then there is stage 2 where you get upset when somebody feels like they're
now she's calling it upset. So let me tell you what's happening now. That's why I don't use it. Because let me tell you what she's doing now. Now she's being an asshole and saying absolutely nothing. I haven't disrespected the woman. I have been very forward. And if there was anything she thought that I said that was out of line, she could have repeated it. But she doesn't. Then when a person says, why would you call me? It's like calling someone a thief. And they said, oh, well, tell them what I stole. I just know you like to steal. And then say you're an asshole because you get mad because you're called a thief with no evidence. But you can't go without either. And I can't say you got a bad attitude. I just think that a lot of your insecurities, you mask them with these words that mean nothing, which keep you from working on the problem. The problem is what the problem is. You're admitting, huh? Well, yes, that's what I'm. Yes, ma'am. You just proved it right there. You said to you. Well, I started off by saying my thoughts. Did I not? So there would have been no reason for you to be that way. Now, you talked about what it is that you said. When you're talking to me, I'm a psychologist. I don't mean anything when I have discussions with people like this. I get paid to have discussions with people like this.
You say you're a psychologist?
Yes.
I cannot argue with anybody. When I say I cannot argue with anybody, I cannot argue with any man who's a psychologist and who is a black man who just called his cousin a bitch. I can't do that.
That's what she was. I was being honest. Right? And she went on my show. She said that she was. Damn. She knew what her shortcomings were. A lot of times, the best person is when you know what your shortcomings are. Think about it. If I know I'm in a wheelchair, why the fuck I'm trying to go upstairs? I'm wasting everybody's time.
This is one of the most.
Thank you, Khadijah, for laughing. Khadijah said that damn pictured in her mind a nigga in a wheelchair talking about I got it.
This is one of the most insane podcasts I've ever been on.
No, that's Tommy's fault. It's Tommy. You have to go to tjskoc.com and file a complaint. That's his fault. Tim Ferry is positive, fat, body.
Oh, I haven't said anything not positive though. Think about what.
We're going to get there.
No, because I want to know. As far as you being a psychologist, I want to know, do you have your master's degree? Because I come from a family of psychologists, and I've actually pinpoint a few manipulation tactics and also a few things that you have done. But
please tell them. Tell them. No, go ahead. Tell them.
You are very strategic. I have watched you. You are very strategic, and you use your psychology degree. I don't know what if you have a bachelor's or a master's in psychology, but I've noticed that you. Yes, good. I have watched you use your psychology degree in order to argue, and also you use it as like a manipulation tactic because you have that psychology knowledge that a lot of people don't have. So a lot of things that you've been saying, I just let you speak because
No. Don't speak vaguely, ma'am. Don't speak vaguely. See, that's what people need to not do. And I'm specific when I'm speaking to you. Hold on, no. I didn't do it. If you're going to say someone's doing something, point it out so the rest of the world.
And there is the belittling manipulation tactic where you feel like somebody is challenging your opinion.
No, I didn't. I said just tell them. You didn't challenge my opinion. Which part of my opinion did you challenge, ladies and gentlemen?
Anytime I have
name one part of my opinion she challenged.
There is stage 2 where you get upset when somebody feels like they're
now she's calling it upset. So let me tell you what's happening now. That's why I don't use it. Because let me tell you what she's doing now. Now she's being an asshole and saying absolutely nothing. I haven't disrespected the woman. I have been very forward. And if there was anything she thought that I said that was out of line, she could have repeated it. But she doesn't. Then when a person says, why would you call me? It's like calling someone a thief. And they said, oh, well, tell them what I stole. I just know you like to steal. And then say you're an asshole because you get mad because you're called a thief with no evidence. Zero evidence, ma'am. I just asked you to tell them what you noticed. I can do it.
I'm interested because I love psychology. I love psychology. So just hear me out. Relax.
I'm on Antonia's side.
You called out something. Why not tell them specifically what it was? Why is it?
You know what I just did? You know what I just did to prove my point? I'm really sick in the head when it comes to psychology. You know what I just did?
You don't figure out why you don't have a man in.
The tactic that
I can tell why she has no man. Listen to her. She knows it all now.
Tell me why you
don't figure out that nigga was just fucking you. Excuse me. Those niggas was just fucking you. Why you couldn't figure that out?
All right.
One second.
He's just talking.
1 second. I need one microphone at a time. I think Tommy is filibustering because she's winning. All right. Go ahead.
I'm filibustering.
the tactic that I just used, I did that as an act to see how you react, and you went for it.
Antonio, let me say one thing real quick, Antonio.
Y'all, this is ridiculous.
One second. So, Antonio, this is what we have to do, right?
Yes, sir.
If we put an accusation on somebody, we have to pinpoint exactly what they did. So the follow-up question is, what did Tommy say? It was either manipulation, whatever the things that you saw. Tell me one thing that he said, one point, one topic, one policy that you felt like he was trying either to manipulate, gaslight, whatever you had going on. Like, can you provide us with one point?
Yes. Niggas, people in this comment section talking about some. Look, he's emotional, so they fuck
me.
Then they
are not muted.
And then they laugh.
You are not
muted. I chat.
Tommy, you are not muted.
Oh, excuse me. Let me mute myself.
Damn. Go ahead, Antonio. Tell us.
I knew, and it's so crazy because I knew he was going to do that. He said he was like a psychologist. I was like, okay. I knew every single thing that he asked me. I knew every single thing he was asking me. It wasn't genuine, and you can tell he's not genuine. So that's why I did that to him.
But Antonio, you can prove it, and that was his point, right? If
I actually can't prove it. It happened when he started mentioning certain things, like in the beginning. If we talked about so much stuff, and my mind runs like a rabbit on a treadmill. But I knew by the things that he was saying and how he pinpointed them. I knew that that's what he does. He personally attacks people on purpose, and he's not used to people challenging him. And he uses psychology degree to get under people's skin. Okay. But like I said, you can't.
No, Antonio, but that's fair. But that's the point, and this was the point of the conversation. When you accuse somebody, like, 1 second, Antonio. If you like, what did he say that you disagree? Just one thing.
Okay. I knew where I disagreed. Well, first of all, his first opinion about me losing my virginity at 17, and then also paying attention to the comments when he should have been paying attention to what I was saying, and he was agreeing with the people in the comments saying, "Oh, she was 17 and she was getting fucked," and whoa. When half of y'all mamas was getting fucked at 17, and that's how you got on this.
Wait, what's my mom has to do? Like, was he wrong about saying that you were being fucked at 17?
No, but what I'm saying, just listen to me, love. When you're a female at 17, you're still young, so your brain does not process things very well. So he was saying, hold on. So what he was saying, oh, you say you know about manipulation and you can't be manipulated. Yeah, at the age of 17, I can be manipulated.
I agree with you. So let's do this. What about 27? What about 24? Because you said you're not a virgin, so I believe you're sexually active, right?
And it's so crazy because a lot of men think like that. A lot of men say, if she's never had a boyfriend, then she's a virgin. There's a lot of women who have kids.
No, that's not the point.
They're not virgins.
Antonio, this is the thing, right? If you're saying, I was young and I was easily influenced at 17, and then your argument for not having a relationship is these men come to you, they just want to fuck, they just want your body, and they want to leave. That's you being a grown-up and still being manipulated by these people. Right? So what did he say that he's wrong? He's actually factually right.
And hold on. Who said I was being manipulated? You can't manipulate somebody.
No, you missed my point. Listen carefully. Antonio, when he asked you, tell me your strong suits, you told this. I know how to identify these. I'm not easily manipulated. I'm powerful and all that. But that contradicts what you said before, saying that these men come to you for sex and they try to bamboozle out of your pennies, when in reality, they don't want a relationship. They just pretend they do, which goes against what we're talking about. Like, he seems like you can actually get.
I can see why he thinks that, because I'm not telling him everything that he needs to know. But I'm very strategic. I am very strategic. I am very strategic with what I say and how I say it. I say things to get the people talking.
This person touted themselves as we were talking about being honest and saying there's no reason to not be honest. That was the conversation we had. Now we get to the end of it. It was all a tactic. She did not know what I was or who I was, because I did not acknowledge it until the end of the conversation. So where was this tactic? So the fact that you have adults speaking like this in one breath saying, oh, you must be honest in order to get the solution, and then turn around and say, oh, it was just a tactic, and I knew what I was doing, and I was trying to get you to do that. This is childish discussion from adults. No matter how you are or who you are, that is extremely childish. And if you want to realize why there's a problem in the Black community, why only 24% of Black women will ever see marriage, and why 76% of them have children out of wedlock, and why 60% of them are obese and 80% are overweight, the reason why is simple. You have people who won't listen. And single mother-led households lead to hard-headed motherfuckers that will teach their children that the best thing to do is lie and be bombastic as they speak. But when you get home,
absolutely right.
the only person, no, ma'am, I muted my mic. But what happens when you get home, you have to look in that mirror. And you can watch people, you can listen to what people say, or you can watch what people do. People say anything, and most people can talk a good game.
Yes.
Watch what they do. So when someone says they love themselves and they all this great thing like this, they will put themselves in the best position to win, not in a position to lose.
I already
That's
do,
what
baby.
that means. Ma'am, could you please mute yourself for a second, just like I had to? Did you see how I was gesticulating in the back, but I was muted so y'all could get y'all words out? Because I'm paying for this one. I'm gonna give you more money, fatty.
Damn, $9.
Yeah, I need to hear y'all need to hear this. Whenever I open my mouth, one thing I learned from my mother: God is going to give us everybody a certain amount of breath. Use it wisely. I don't know when my last one is, but whenever I come and I talk to people, I really do want to help them. That's what hurts me when I watch what people write. And when I listen to someone who I'm talking to now, then try to turn what I'm saying into something else. Because there's a whole lot of people who are watching. And most of the time I'm talking to someone, I'm not talking to them, I'm talking through them. I'm talking to other people who actually want to hear something, get a solution, and work on themselves. So when you watch someone like this, I know a lot of you black women think, why does he talk so much about black women? I'm raising two of them. One of them on their way to college, one of them about to go. The reason I talk so much is because I don't want them to ever walk around and be delusional like the majority of black women are. They will go around and tell white women, y'all cultural appropriating, while they walk around with weave on their head every day. They will go around, talk about somehow everybody want them, but you've never heard a white woman complain, black women are taking the best white men. But every time a black man is with a white woman, black women complain. Talking about somebody trying to be like them and all this ridiculous shit. Talking about I'm the thing, black girl magic, and all these words that they're using that they don't apply in real life. If you're going to say you're a queen, why would you act ratchet? Why would you do the same in the same time? But that's what's happening. Every one of them say, I know my worth. Anybody watching this show, tell me you've heard a black woman. Tell me if I'm lying, that you've heard a black woman say the words, I know my worth. And typically when they say it, it's somebody that done got their worth for nothing. So if you know your worth, why is it a man walking around with a one-night stand on your belt? If you know your worth, why is it a nigga that know he could fuck you by calling you at 3 a.m? Yes, you do know your worth. You just lie when you talk to the next man because you knew your worth when you answered that phone at 3 a.m. and went and sucked his dick because he asked. You knew your worth. You knew your worth when you did anything that put you in position to be the cut buddy. You knew your worth. You just lied to the next man. You knew your worth when you sat there and in one breath said, I was 350 pounds. To get that big, one must not feel very good about themselves. To let that happen, because you knew as you got bigger that people were looking at you differently. And you knew you weren't getting the positive looks. You knew when you were shopping for clothes, you started to wear drapes and shit just to cover the fat. So you knew
this man is crazy.
But as you did it, you then went out in public and told people how you loved yourself. And no, ma'am, I muted myself when you were talking. Could you please do the same?
Because you're speaking on things, like he's saying things that aren't. He's saying things that
just
aren't
like
true.
you said things about me that weren't true.
One second, Tommy. You have 1 minute, and then
I'll do one more minute. But she spent the whole time saying things about me that was 100% untrue. 100%. And I had to sit there, ma'am, and I had to sit and listen. Did I not? Did I not have to listen to you sit there and lie on me and about your strategic abilities? See, the bad thing about people is this, and I can wrap it up here. We have a group of women that refuse to listen to the truth. You can only go around and tell them that they queen, yas girl, and stupid shit like that. Why is it that someone can only listen to nice things about themselves? That should tell you the type of person you're dealing with when they only want to hear you say things. That would be like you being with a man with 3 inches of dick and he want to hear you say how big his dick is. He needs to hear this. You can't tell him it's small, so maybe we need to work on it and work on you doing other things in the bed, which would make the sex better. If that's the case, we will never get better as a community if all you can do is call someone a positive word when an honest word should be the word to do. Remember, they say, truth hurts. And they also say, truth will set you free. And let me tell you something. One of the best ways to get something to grow, cut it, prune it, to get down to the bare bones and let it grow right. They even do it with bones. In the black community, you cannot tell somebody that they're fine as they keep growing crooked. You got to break that bone, and breaking that bone means tell the truth. What's wrong with the truth?